single racing video, a silent online move, and suddenly, two legendary names collide again. Was Xiao Zhan really watching Wong Ebball's third day of GTCC training? Or is the fandom sensing something deeper that no one dares to say out loud? It started quietly, almost too quietly to notice. In December 2025, Wong Ebball appeared where he has always felt most alive, the racing circuit. No stage lights, no drama scripts, just engines, asphalt, and focus. The video came from Wang Yibo's official Weibo account, documenting his third day of preseason GTCC warm-up training at the Shanghai International Circuit. He checks the components of car number 85, a striking new white and green design. Helmet on, eyes sharp, then the engine roars, and he's back on the track like he never left. For many fans, this wasn't just content. It was a reminder. Wang Yibo isn't trying motorsport. Motorsport is part of who he is. But while the fandom was admiring his return to speed, something unexpected happened in the background. A subtle online trace, a timing that felt too precise. And suddenly, one name began circulating in whispers. Xiao Zhan. No statements, no photos, just a quiet rumor that sent shockwaves through international fandom spaces. What made this moment ignite across fandom spaces wasn't noise. It was absence. No official likes. No reposts that could be screenshot and frozen as evidence. No public acknowledgement from Xiao Zhan himself. And yet, fans began to notice patterns. A timing window that aligned too neatly. A digital footprint so subtle it almost felt accidental. Enough to spark speculation, but not enough to be declared as truth. And that is where the emotional tension was born. Because Xiao Zhan has always been known for discipline and silence, for moving carefully in public digital spaces, for never feeding narratives that could spiral beyond control. So when fans whispered that he may have watched Wong Ebball's GTCC training video, it wasn't treated as gossip. It was treated as a question. Why would someone so cautious allow even the faintest trace to exist? The fandom didn't rush to conclusions. Instead, they paused. And in that pause, emotions flooded in. Some fans remember the past, not specific events, but a feeling that once connected two names in ways that words could never fully explain. Others focused on the present. Wong Ebball standing firmly in his own world, proving again that racing is not an accessory to his fame, but a core part of his identity. And suddenly, the rumor transformed. It was no longer about watching a video. It became about witnessing someone else's growth from afar. As this quiet speculation unfolded, the racing video itself continued its journey across borders. The Japanese fan club's decision to translate Wong Ebball's message into Japanese carried weight. It signaled recognition, not just of his celebrity status, but of his seriousness as a motorsport enthusiast. Fans responded emotionally. They spoke about how rare it is for an actor at Wong Ebball's level to protect a passion so fiercely. How he refuses to let one identity erase another. How, on the track, there's no script, only skill, discipline, and risk. And in that context, the idea of Xiao Zhan watching took on a different meaning. Not romantic, not sensational, but human. What if it wasn't about who was watching, but about what was being seen? A fellow artist choosing authenticity over convenience. A man returning to a space that demands complete presence. A reminder that beyond awards and box offices, some passions remain untouched by fame. That's why fans didn't demand confirmation. They didn't tag accounts aggressively. They didn't force narratives. Instead, they shared feelings. And across languages, time zones, and fandom divisions, one emotion echoed clearly: respect. Silence, in this story, is not emptiness. It is structure. Xiao Zhan's silence has always been deliberate. Wang Yibo's focus has always been unwavering. Neither broke character, because there was no character to play. And that's why this moment feels different from typical celebrity rumors. There was no attempt to draw attention. No benefit to be gained. No publicity cycle to exploit. Only a fleeting alignment that fans noticed because they were paying attention, not because they were being led. Some fans framed it as coincidence, and they may be right. Others framed it as quiet support, and that may also be true. But what matters is how the fandom responded. With maturity, with restraint, with emotional awareness. They understood that not every meaningful moment needs validation, that some connections exist comfortably outside the spotlight. And perhaps that understanding reflects growth, not just of the artists, but of the fandom itself. So where does that leave us? Not with answers, but with resonance. Wang Yibo continues forward, helmet on, eyes ahead, engine roaring toward the future. Xiao Zhan remains composed, unseen, unspoken, yet somehow still present in the conversation. No headlines were confirmed. No stories were officially written. And yet, something lingered. A quiet recognition. A shared moment observed, but never claimed. A reminder that some stories are strongest when they refuse to become loud. Maybe this was nothing at all. Or maybe it was exactly what it needed to be, a moment allowed to exist without explanation. Because in an industry driven by exposure, choosing silence can be the most powerful act of all. And sometimes, knowing that someone might be watching without stepping into the frame is its own kind of connection. So the question isn't whether the rumor was true. The question is why it felt meaningful. And perhaps the answer lies not in proof, but in the quiet space where fans felt something real and chose to hold it gently.